What's guys? So I just want to talk about Martin Keown, because he strikes back again by coming out with things that don't make sense coming from somebody that was a serial winner back in his day, right? So I'm going to read what he said, and this is on TalkSport, and I'll listen to TalkSport when he said it. He said it yesterday, right? He said, and this is after Man United's win of the League Cup versus Newcastle, right? It's only the League Cup. Arsenal legend Martin Keown warns Manchester United against getting carried away after beating Newcastle. I'm sorry, Martin, but they've just won a damn trophy, right? Now, this is coming from a place of salt. I know, because I used to be that fan that would, when Liverpool won the League Cup in 2012, I used to say, oh, it's Tin Pot Trophy, it's Mickey Mouse Cup, at least I've got top four and all that nonsense and stuff like that. But when it comes down to it, right, it comes from a place of starvation, right? You're not winning that trophy, so you'll try and downplay it. That's what's happening here. Is he's trying to downplay a trophy that Man United won, and obviously because he's an Arsenal legend and all that. So read a bit more into it. Arsenal legend Martin Keown warned Manchester United are getting too carried away after winning the Carabao Cup on Sunday. Right, so obviously Ten Hag's first possible trophy available, blah blah blah. So yeah, this is what he said, because I just want to get to what he said, because and I know this because I was listening to it at the time. Speaking on White and Jordan, Arsenal legend said a lot of people are raving about Manchester United, and United fans are going to say typical Keown. But let's look at the League Cup and look at who they beat. Right? End of the day, you have to beat who's in front of you to get there, right? So they beat Burnley at home. They beat Charlton at home. They beat Forest when they were way bottom of the table, not the best of teams. And now they're champions. They have won the Carabao Cup. So, Jim, people are now talking about quadruples. Let's have a look at this in 6 weeks' time. If they keep winning like they are, no doubt they can push for the title, right? Now, yeah, okay, Man United did get an easy run to get to the Carabao Cup final. But let's not kid ourselves. So did Arsenal when we won the FA Cup in 2014. All our games were home games. We beat Tottenham, Everton. There was a championship side that I think we played. All our games were home games, and then we got to Wembley against Wigan, right? People could have argued for that campaign that we had an easy run and got to the final. You know what I mean? But end of the day, you beat who was in front of you. I mean, I'm sure if it was Arsenal that got to the League Cup final this season and they had home games against very beatable sides, I'm sure we won't be complaining. You know what I mean? Let's just not do that. He also said, I think those games are winnable, aren't they? Against Burnley, Charlton and Forest. And then everything went exceptionally well for them yesterday, Sunday. Well, yeah, of course it was. It was only Newcastle in a cup final versus Manchester United. Of course it was going to be everything will go well for Man United. You know what I mean? Man United didn't need to be 100% in that game. You know what I mean? Because they're coming up against a team that's legs buckled. You know what I mean? Newcastle, they've been all right this season, but the amount of draws was just alarming. And then that, what's his name? That player's name? That Amarion or something like that. The one that Jack Grealish said whatever he said about him. And then the guy just started scoring goals out of his ass. And then in that cup final, he literally morphed back into the player Jack Grealish said he was. So yes, everything went well for United on Sunday, of course, because it was Newcastle. But let's not use that against Man United to say that, oh well, it's the only reason why you won a trophy, mate. Like, they won a damn trophy. You know what I mean? Like, Arsenal haven't won that trophy in 30 years. 30 years. 3 decades since Arsenal lifted the League Cup. We are the worst team to ever win the League Cup. 7-time finalists, 2-time winners. Most runners-up of any club that's won the League Cup. So for Martin Keown to turn around and say, oh, it's only the League Cup. Sorry, being disingenuous there. They've turned things around. They have the manager who knows what he wants. He's sending good messages to players. Culture's changing. Rashford is irresistible right now. Form is in there. Our team looks really together. It's a team. There's a team spirit. Leaders are forming. You can see the character on the side, but it's only one trophy. It's only the League Cup. Come on, Martin. Now we know you never won that with Arsenal, right? We know you didn't have that under the belt, so I suppose it makes it easier for you to turn around and say it's only the League Cup. But come on, it's the first trophy that comes round in the league, right? It's still a good trophy to win. Let's not kid ourselves. Let's not. You know what I mean? It's very, because the trophy's small. It's easy to turn around and say, oh, it's only the League Cup. You know what I mean? I'm sorry, but I'm not having that. I'm not having that, because I, as an Arsenal fan, I want us to win that trophy. At the start of the season, I said I want 2 trophies this season, and that one was one of them, because I thought, well, an FA Cup and League Cup, that's achievable for Arsenal. Never thought that we'd be top of the table right now, though. But still, it still stands. I do want 2 trophies, and the only 2 trophies we can win now is the League and Europa League, and I want them both. But for my team to be talking like this, sorry, you're coming from a place of sour grapes. You know what I mean? You're coming from a place of sour grapes, man. You can't just turn around and say it's only the League Cup as if it don't really matter. The League Cup kickstart, like, for example, if you're going for a long drive, right? You're driving all the way up the country or down the country or wherever, taking hours to drive to wherever you need to drive to, right? And you need to stay awake. You need to make sure you can successfully complete your journey, right? You're gonna have a coffee, right, to just, you know, kickstart you and keep you going. That's what the League Cup is. If we were to compare the trophies on a I'm on a night out trying to pull kind of thing, right? The League Cup is basically when you go into that nightclub, pull the first girl that you see, just so that you've at least pulled. So at least if you don't pull for the rest of the night, you can turn around and say to the lads, well, I still pulled something, right? That's what the League Cup, that's the treatment the League Cup gets. The FA Cup gets the treatment of, I didn't pull the gal that I wanted to pull. I didn't pull what I wanted. I had in mind what I wanted to pull and I didn't get it. The lights will come on at the club, you know, everyone's ready to leave, and you see a girl on her own, she don't look the best. You'll do. That's the treatment the FA Cup gets. The league title is the gal that you see in the club and it's like, yeah, I want that. You know what I mean? But it's easy to turn around and downplay the League Cup. You know what I mean? Like, sorry, I can't get on that. I can't get on fans saying it's a Mickey Mouse Cup, man. We've got to put that away. You know what I mean? Because, you know, end of the day, if it's such a Mickey Mouse Cup, if it's such a diddly little trophy, how come Arsenal haven't won it in 30 years? You know what I mean? How come Arsenal haven't won that trophy for 30 years? You know what I mean? So there, I can't get with that. Can't get with that. But let me know what you guys think. Anyways, like the video, share the video, comment, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.